Okay, so welcome ladies and gentlemen to 10.2 adjacent angles. We're going to talk about some definitions and some concepts. And so one of the things we're going to talk about is some adjacent angles. There is some key information that we need to know that they must share a side and a vortex, but have no interior points in common. So when we look, we see that angle AOB has a vortex of O, and we see that angle BOC also has that vortex of O. So we know they share that common vortex. And then we see they have a common side. They both have a side leg of OB. So this is in fact adjacent. Now if we come over here and we look at angle AOB, we see the vortex is right here. And if we look at COD, whoops, didn't quite make it to the vortex, did I? We see that they have a common vortex of O, but they don't have a common side in common, so they are not going to be an adjacent angle. As we proceed, just remember adjacent angles are literally right next to each other. So let's go through and look at this. Name an angle adjacent to FAD. So if this is angle FAD, and I'm following, and I know A is the vortex because of the way it's set up, then this is my vortex here. So let's look to see if I can get BAD, and that does share a common vortex, and I share the line AD. So we can say angle BAD is adjacent. Okay, so name two angles adjacent to BGC. So let's find BGC. And I'm going to change my color pen just so that we can keep track of what I'm writing and showing. Okay, so we need to find two angles adjacent. So we need a line that shares this and this vortex. So if I go right here, DGB would do that. So I can say DGB, making sure I put the vortex in the center. And then what else could possibly share? When I look and get another pen, if you'll look at that. Okay, so again, we have this vortex we need to share, and we could come down this way and have it share this. So we could say angle HG, because G is the vortex, it goes in the middle, C. So we have two angles that are adjacent. Now I need to find two angles adjacent to CEH. Well, I'm going to stop real quick and I'm going to clean up this board, so just 1 second. Okay, so I want to look at two more adjacent angles for CEH and two adjacent angles for ABC. I want you to try that on your own and then come back and see what we can come up with. Okay, so compare your answers to what we've discussed. These are the original, the ones in the color, and they coordinate over here. So if we say CEH, let's see, we have BEC and GEH, two adjacent. And if we have angle ABC, this is a straight line. So let's see. We could get all kinds of different options, right? Because if B is our vortex, we know that we need to make sure that we're keeping that as our vortex for all of them. And if you see this is going to be in the middle, this has to be in the middle, this is, and you can see all of these have the B in the middle, indicating that that's the vortex. And then we can see ABD, we can see ABG, we can see all of these different ones. So you could have had any of this combinations. Okay, so if we know the measure of PRS is going to be 80 degrees, and we know we need to find the value of X. So let's see what happens here with this little duck. Okay, so PRS, this whole run right here, is 80. So we know we need to equal 80 degrees. What do I know? I know if I take this little angle and I take this angle and I combine them, they should equal this larger angle. So if I take x plus 25, I should be able to find x. Hopefully by this point you automatically know you're subtracting 25 from both sides so that you can get x equals 55. Okay, so let's look and check that real quick. I'm going to erase my work, pull up the solution set. Okay, and we can see how they've done this. They showed us what the angles were. They showed us a 25 plus x equals 80, subtracting 25 on both sides like we did. They did find x was 55. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this is our last one to work for this 10.2 video. We know that the measure of angle ABC is 100, so I know that I'm going to be, whoops, grabbing a pen, and I'm going to be writing 100. And I know that if I add this angle to this angle, that it will equal the larger angle that these two come together to form. So if I subtract 60 from both sides, oh look at this, we're doing a two-step equation. Didn't I say these things aren't going to go away? They're not. They're here. You're going to be such a pro at these. So when I subtract 60 from both sides, I end up with 2x equals 40. I need to get to isolate the x, so I need to get the 2 away, divide both sides by 2, and I get x, if I can make an x, is 20 degrees. Now, maybe I want to check this to make sure my work's not wrong. So 2 times 20 is going to be 40. 40 plus 60 is in fact 100. So we've done an excellent job. So ladies and gentlemen, the video is over. So I think the magic word should be 1.